Imagine building a house. You wouldn't just buy this massive pile of random bricks, dump them in an empty yard, and, hope a beautiful home magically builds itself, right? Obviously not. You absolutely need a blueprint. But the crazy thing is, when it comes to SEO and content creation, throwing random bricks into a yard is exactly what most creators end up doing. They just start blogging without any real plan, crossing their fingers that organic traffic will just magically materialize. Well, today, we're going to change that entirely. In this explainer, we're going to master the architecture of strategic content visibility. So, why is your blog traffic completely flat even though you're publishing constantly? Honestly, that's a question that probably hits a little too close to home for a lot of us. You're putting in the work, you're hitting publish week after week, but the needle just isn't moving. There's this trap we all kind of fall into, assuming that pure, raw effort automatically equals visibility. But here is the hard truth about modern search algorithms. Random content rarely ranks, and it almost never converts. Having a robust content strategy isn't just a nice-to-have anymore. It is absolutely the backbone of effective SEO. Let's paint a painfully realistic picture here. Imagine you spend, say, 10 hours perfectly crafting an article, and over the course of a month, you push out 20 of these pieces. You log into your dashboard, totally excited, and your keyword rankings are completely flat. Meanwhile, your competitors are just dominating the search results. Why does this happen? Well, because without a mapped strategy, your content is totally disconnected. Google struggles to process your topical authority, and visitors just bounce because there's no clear journey for them to take. You're essentially building a house with absolutely no doors. To fix this, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. First, we'll look at the random blogging trap. Second, planning your content blueprint. Third, your publishing and interlinking strategy. And fourth, how to track, adjust, and succeed. We're going to move you from chaotic effort to a structured, high-performing content architecture. All right, let's dive right into part one, the random blogging trap and exactly why sheer effort isn't equaling results. The core issue we see all the time is what we call random blogging. This is when you publish an article about, SEO tips today and then email marketing tomorrow with zero connective tissue between them. When you do this, Google's crawlers get totally confused and your domain authority just stagnates. Strategic content, on the other hand, maps topics out well in advance. Instead of just throwing up isolated posts, you are actively creating hubs of information. Every single piece becomes an interconnected brick in a very solid foundation, which establishes genuine authority in your specific niche. Moving into part two, planning your content blueprint, it is officially time to build that foundation. This 6-step framework right here is your ultimate remedy to that disorganized blogging trap. We'll go from defining your goals and researching topics straight through to mapping, scheduling, linking, and finally adjusting. This is exactly how you transition from being an exhausted, burnt-out writer into a strategic architect. Let's break this blueprint down. Okay, step one is defining your goals. A content goal is the specific, targeted outcome that actually shapes the format and the intent of your content. Like, are you trying to capture top-of-funnel informational traffic, or are you driving bottom-of-funnel direct sales? Are you aiming for rapid lead generation, or maybe a slow-burn brand authority? Listen, if you don't define this early on, your entire architecture is going to crumble, simply because you won't know exactly what it is you're trying to build. Next up, you need to research and map. You take a high-value topic, let's say SEO tips, and you identify the exact search intent. In this case, that's informational. Then you assign a highly specific long-tail keyword to target a very distinct slice of your audience. Doing this step by step is absolutely crucial because it ensures you actively avoid keyword cannibalization. If you haven't heard of that, it's a super frustrating scenario where your own pages end up literally fighting each other in the search results, which ultimately drags your entire site down. No one wants that. Now for part three, publishing and interlinking strategy. This is where we start framing the house. So, step 4 is establishing your publishing schedule. Now, consistent posting trains Google to crawl your site regularly, which is great, but cadence isn't everything, right? Variety is totally key. A healthy content ecosystem requires a dynamic mix of quick blogs, comprehensive pillar guides, and engaging videos. Taking this balanced approach lets you capture entirely different search behaviors, it keeps users engaged way longer, and it builds far deeper trust with search engines. Step 5 is all about your internal linking strategy. I like to think of internal links as the structural hallways connecting the rooms of your house. By linking your core pillar pages out to your supporting, granular guides, you pass link equity seamlessly across your entire domain. It basically creates a crystal clear, logical navigation path. This ensures that web crawlers and your actual human readers never hit a frustrating dead end. Finally, part 4. Track, adjust, and succeed. It's time to inspect your architecture. Ultimately, the goal here is upward compounding growth. You absolutely must actively monitor Google Analytics and Search Console. And I don't mean just looking at vanity traffic. You need to dig into crucial metrics like click-through rates and the actual conversion paths. You want to identify which topic clusters perform the best and then ruthlessly adjust your strategy so you can double down on what clearly resonates with your audience.
All right, let's pull all this together and summarize. Random blogging is a trap that just plain wastes your time and resources. So, before you ever hit publish again, run through this quick checklist. Define your targeted goals. Plan your topics to match user intent. Map your keywords to avoid cannibalizing your own content. Schedule a balanced content mix. Build those internal hallways to share link equity, and continually track the data. That, my friends, is how you work smarter, not harder.
I want to leave you with one final provocative thought to really shift your mindset today. If your next blog post was a brick, where exactly does it fit in your house? It's time to stop publishing disconnected content. Map the blueprint, build the architecture, and ensure that every single piece serves a deliberate purpose. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Now get out there and build something structurally sound.